Hey guys, today's episode I actually have way more questions than anything, so let's go.
我哋查過佢背景，發現佢以前喺讀何立峰紀念中學。
其實我對佢真係冇印象。如果佢真係我同學，我記得佢嘅話，我亦係見到佢，點會唔認得？你話佢有精神病，會唔會係佢自己嘅問題？
呢個推斷都合理嘅。
賴國明佢係點死？
我哋喺啲殘肢同埋少量嘅船隻殘骸度揾到一啲易燃液體同埋燒焦嘅痕跡，相信喺出海嘅時候，賴國明唔小心燃點咗啲易燃液體，導致到船隻意外起火，仲產生爆炸。賴國明就係咁炸死。
So as you saw, Sam is a pro at being investigated at this point. It's maybe his third, fourth time being questioned by police. He's still very calm and cool. He's even bringing up very plausible, realistic responses to what the police has to offer. And Sam goes the next level. He even tries to get information from them. And as you saw, the police just hand over whatever information they have to him. What bothered me though about this is this next scene right here.
爆炸之後，船身大部分都沉咗落海。
So Sam just pulls out a Perel bottle, hand sanitizer, and starts sanitizing his hand. And there's no tiny bit of suspicion that at least the audience can tell to make it look like the police is even suspicious of Sam. Maybe because they think he's the next victim, right? Or maybe because he's Madam's friend. But anyone who's having a conversation, whether or not you're being investigated, if it's just two normal people having a face-to-face conversation, they're not eating or anything, nothing dirty on the table, it's just a plain table, me on one end and you on the other, and one just brings out a Perel bottle and starts hand sanitizing their hands. So the police go over to Madam's place to get some of Madam's mother's stuff to bring back to the police station to investigate. And right before they're about to leave, the father enters, and then the father's like, "Stop, don't take my wife's stuff." Like, he's having a mental breakdown at this point. And justified in some sense. But he also be like, "What? So what are you gonna do if I don't let you take my wife's stuff? Like, are you going to arrest me, right? Yes, why haven't you taken him into questioning?"
Like, you know that Gawkman was a student at that place, right? Don't you know by now that, like, the father was once a teacher? How come you haven't brought him into, like, questioning? Like, heck, why haven't they brought in Madam in for questioning? Like, why not bring her in to tell her the notion that they think that Gawkman was trying to kill Sam with carfentanine? If they said that to her, I'm pretty sure that Madam would have connected the dots, saying that, well, wait, I was with Sam before in a previous case where they tried to, not kill Sam with carfentanine, but someone used carfentanine to make Sam faint, right? So I don't understand. Like, how come they haven't brought either of them in? I feel like the victim, sure, they're the victim, right? Like the victim's family. But I think you should bring them in to see what it is, especially if, you've already taken Madam onto the case itself, like you're updating her, which they did about the body and stuff like that. If you're going to continue that storyline, right? Anyway.
Fast forward, Sam tries to amend the relationship between Madam and her father. But at this point in time, I don't really know if he's just trying to get close to them to get intel or to steer their direction of thinking, or he genuinely cares for the two of them. It's hit or miss in that point. I'm not too sure. Anyways, at the pathologist's office, the doctors tell them, and the police are there as well too, that the cause of death is drowning. So Sam is obviously distraught. Right? And then the savage part of me is like, why hasn't he pulled out his hand sanitizer to Perel his hands, right? Probably uncalled for. Anyway.
Now, Sam, if you recall, was the one who drove Madam and her father to the doctor's office, right? So I assume that he's the one who's driving them back. But Sam, I'm surprised that he's not as distraught, or even if he's distraught, he's able to drive them home.
Right? I think this speaks more into Sam's character. But at a yacht bar, Sam kind of has a mental breakdown. And throughout all this, Sam is obviously the tragic hero, right? And for you guys don't know, bringing back that grade 10 definition when we're learning a tragic hero definition, it's kind of someone who we kind of want to root for, but due to something or another, they have a downfall. Like a characteristic that's a downfall. Kind of where Sam is like, right? He's a very likable character. He's very righteous. But then I think his fear of going to jail, maybe because he doesn't want to go to jail because he's built up his life, or because he really cares about his mother. Maybe his love for his mother triumphs his righteousness.
And that's where, like, the downfall is. I don't know if I'm using that term correctly. My grade 10 teacher may or may not be proud of me at this moment. Anyway,
now Sam, at this point, he hides in his house. He's not answering any calls, right? And Madam is looking for Sam. She eventually goes to Sam's apartment, which, might I add, was definitely easier to get up than Ayat and his friends, because the security guard person recognized Madam. But Madam just leaves her car right in the open. Like, doesn't park it or anything, just runs up.
okay, no, she loves him and stuff, but I think that car's getting towed. Anyway.
She's up at his place, and he eventually opens the door for her, and then they have a moment, and then they kiss, and then that ends it at that part there. So in the next episode, we'll probably see their relationship develop, which
I'm pretty interested in doing, because right now I don't know if they actually like each other, or maybe because they were just both two vulnerable people and they just needed someone with them during that time, right? I don't know if it's going to be a healthy relationship.
Especially because, like, Sam accidentally killed her mother and also buried her half-brother's body. So yeah, I guess we just have to wait to see what happens tomorrow. Honorary mentions for this episode is number 1, Madam's father finally finds Dantat, right? We'll find out next episode what happens with that. And then number 2, there's Fei Jai and Kung So's relationship. I still do not approve of that relationship, no matter how much it shows that they're compatible. And number 3 is that I am glad that Ayat does have Fei Jai's sister to be with him, because he has been taking a lot of burden. 18 years ago, he took the majority of the burden, and this time around, trying to help Sam, he's also taking a huge burden without letting his other friends know too. So I'm glad there's someone there to be with Ayat, even though she doesn't know what's going on with him. So until next time!